This is a video about sun gazing. Now, when I had my God Force activation in September 24th of 2021, when this powerful God Force energy came through and burned all falsehood within me, burned all falsehood, burned it out of me, put me in contact with Source, with God, my life changed. One of the things that changed about my life, and there was no evidence or there was no activity leading up to this just started happening. I began to stare at the sun. I had never read about it. I knew nothing about it. I was intuitively led to start doing that as part of that process of further healing. And however, as I began to do it more and more and began to experience just incredible phenomena through sun gazing, and mostly the aftermath post sun gazing, and the incredible elation and energetic and just peace and just invigoration, just total spiritual reinvigoration. But I began to study about it. I began to learn more about it, apply my mind towards that. Whereas once it had been led as an intuitive, no indication, no mental indication. It was just an intuitive prompting where I began to do this. I would do it in the morning, I would do it in the evening, but I would do it throughout the day because I was fortunate at that time where I lived to have the sun, for the most part, coming through directly through my one main bedroom window. So I would just take time and just stare directly into the sun. And I did that and began to do it daily. I still do it. And I began, though, to study about it. And I began to realize how important the sun was for us, because it is our spiritual home. It is the portal from which our souls came through into this dimension. There's a lot of history about it. There's a lot of occult knowledge that teaches about the sun, the astral entities, the angelic entities, all of the archangels, the thriving world within the sun. And we're looking at a diagram here I'm sharing that essentially is explaining the great sun from where we came from and how the powers of the soul emanate from the sun into the planetary solar system. And man, when I say man, I'm including both sexes, man, woman, he man, she man, they man, it man, you man, meta-human, homo luminous, angelic man of the new golden age, could not be evolved suddenly and without some grand patron that would assure their development in a definite and positive manner. In order to provide a perfect patron for man, the Supreme Mind first created a great planetary system. We call it a solar system out of the cosmic dust, electrons in space. He called this generation the source, talking about the source of all it is, the grand man, because it is actually the original patron for the development of our physical human bodies. And ancient law tells us, as above, so below. We see how this law applies here. For the solar system, or grand man, contains 7 great planetary powers. Thus it is called the macrocosm, or the large universe. In the case of man, we find that his body contains 7 principles which correspond perfectly to the qualities built into the 7 planets. Of course, this is true on a miniature scale, so man is considered to be the microcosm, or a small universe, with access to all 7 of the cosmic qualities represented by the 7 sacred planets of the ancients. Master, would you list those 7 cosmic qualities so that I may share them with todos los gentes del mundo, todos los gentes del sol, all the people of the sun, all the children of the sun? Yes, my son, the qualities are listed on the diagram, but it will be no harm to impress them upon your mind by repeating them here. They are life, beauty, power, light, love, joy, and the final and seventh quality, peace. We are meant to live in peace, not to be distracted and divided and polarized by what is currently taking place in this world. Find your peace. Begin to sun gaze. Man is in reality a sevenfold being, living in a sevenfold planetary system for the purpose of unfolding each of the seven cosmic qualities. So, yes, this is all a type of occult knowledge. People that are familiar with occult systems, that equate the seven planetary systems with the elements and, different energies, different qualities, which I have just shared those qualities with you directly from God. But peace being the crown, peace being the crown of the life, the crown of life that is bestowed upon the true followers of God, peace. It is not demonic retribution, demonic condemnation, telling your other fellow humans they're going to hell, trying to seek to scare them, gaslight them with your fundamentalist Christian religious trauma. Get thee behind me, Satan. So many people hide from the sun, but no, I'm telling you, this is God knowledge. Many people hide from the sun and deny themselves of the sun's healing powers. They fear the sun's bright light. History tells us the human race evolved and thrived under the light and energy of the sun. Sunlight is free. It's free. It is the greatest thing going. It's readily available. When people avoid the sun, they cause their bodies harm. Sun is an indispensable to our health and well-being. Sunlight is necessary for the human race. We need ultraviolet light in order to function properly. We need sunlight to prevent and heal many common and often fatal diseases such as heart disease, breast cancer, so on and so forth. Any of the illnesses and ailments of living in a modern age that has gaslighted the sun, any of the spiritual illnesses that come from being a member of organized religion and not following the true spiritual path of the Christ. Staring into your computer screens and television screens and all of this. We need sunlight. Humans have used light for healing since the time of ancient Egypt, where all of our spiritual knowledge has descended from the ancient mystery schools and so on and so forth. But I'm going to share with you rather, that all the great, the nine, all of these things that the council of the nine, the great archangels, the overangels, they all live in the sun. This is the home of great spiritual beings. And I'm telling you furthermore that the king star of the sun is the heart of the solar system of ours. The seven Chohans who direct the seven great cosmic rays live and work within the temple heart of the sun, located in the center of the radiating sphere. Few are the human beings of the planet Earth who can visit the temple heart of the sun in their astral bodies. Now, the entire life of the solar system of ours intensely palpitates in the heart of the sun. And I encourage you to take advantage of this free resource of our true, it is the point of divinity within our 3D dimension world. And the great change is coming from the sun. I'll stare at the sun at 12 noon. I looked at all the eclipses, everything directly into the sun, no protection, directly into the sun. I'll stare into the noonday sun for, 30 minutes and come back invigorated with the God force. So please, but I want to say, hey, start out slow, know your own boundaries. Start out in what they call the golden hours, which are the early morning sunrise and, of course, sunset. And your whole world will be filled with the golden radiance and imbued with the golden radiance of the God force. Namaste. Namaskaram.